Yo, 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 what is going on, Who Dat Nation? Welcome into another live edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, I am your host, Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning into today's live edition of the program. We're going to be talking about a lot of free agency buzz, some news, some rumors. We're going to take a look at the new Saints helmets, and of course, we're going to be answering questions from you sitting at home in our live mailbag portion. So if you want to get featured on the program, use hashtag Saints. Better yet, send in a super chat. We'll spend a little extra time. We'll skip the line, and we'll definitely show you a little extra love here on the program. Welcome into the live show. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get this comment section popping. If you guys want a shout out, type Stay Golden in the comment section, and I'm just going to wonder who's going to get the super chat party started first. We're doing a little super chat special today. Just going to give you a little sneak peek. $10 super chat. We're doing shots. And I'm not going to tell you what we're doing shots of yet, but $10 super chat and you'll get to find out. Type Stay Golden if you want a shout out. I see Jonathan. I see Young City. I see Jerry G, Black Major, Isaiah. What's going on, Isaiah? I see Jonathan, DJ Live, Dustin. I see Angel. I see Jartavius. I see Jerry G. I see DJ Live. Who else we got in the chat? Lanky Boy, what's going on, brother? Terrell, Jerry G. Lanky Boy asking, do you think New Orleans has any chance of winning more than 7 games this year? I do think there is a chance that they could win more than 7. I would say 7 is probably where I'm going to kind of cap things off. I mean, it being realistic, I just think 7 wins would be a win, though, or would be a step in the right direction, at least for Kellen Moore's team, considering they only had 5 last year. Jerry G, Brian, Angel, Isaiah, Black Major, Jeremy Grimm, what's going on, you guys? Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Solomon, hope you're doing well. Jonathan says, I think they can win 9 games. I like to hear the optimism. I absolutely love it. Mark saying, what up, Trizzy? What's going on to you, Mark? Isaiah getting the hashtag Saints in. I absolutely love it. Dustin giving me a who dat. Appreciate you, Dustin. I appreciate you. Let's see who else is in the chat. 45 people watching, 9 likes. No super chats yet, but I know that the party is just beginning because Young City Ninth Ward is in the chat. I also see Isaiah again. I see Dustin again. I see DJ Live again. I see Mark again. I see a lot of people popping off. Are we getting Asante Samuel Jr.? Well, I can't tell you yes or I can't tell you no quite yet, but I do know that the New Orleans Saints have been linked to the player. We're going to dive into what NFL media is saying, and we're in a whole lot more in today's video. I'm also going to explain why I think Asante Samuel would be a perfect fit for the New Orleans Saints in free agency. Queen Courtney is here. That's who we were waiting on. We were waiting to see if Queen Courtney was going to be blessing us with her presence today. Good to see you, Queen Courtney. Tanya saying, we're taking the division, baby. Let's count it. I absolutely love to see it, Tanya. All right, let's get to the next question or the next topic. If you want us to do some shots, everybody, shot, 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 shots. Everybody, we're busting out the tequila. Tequila. We're going to be sipping on tequila today. $10 super chat. We will do some tequila shots. The first one is on the house. The second one is going to be a shot for both me and Lopez. First one on the house just because I'm a giver. Second one is going to be a split shot, or not split, 2 shots. It's 2 for the price of 1. Me and Lopez both get one.
Getting the short end of the stick over
here. Woo! Yeah, you got to earn it, buddy. I'm sorry. You're going to have to earn it. Lopez is going to have to earn his shot.
I want my tequila. Please help out.
Somebody,
help me out.
Somebody get my boy Loco Lopez a tequila shot right this second, and we will make sure that you can get swagged out. Queen Courtney, I'll put it in the chat right now for you. Give me 1 second. Here you go. All right. I got it. There you go. Courtney, I just dropped it in the chat a few times for you. There you go. Gonzalo, I see you in the chat. Nathan, I see you. What's going on? Black Major, Most Hated, Angel, Jeremy, Jerry, Jonathan. A lot of J's in the chat. So many J's, but none's getting passed to me. Ridiculous. Just having some fun. Brent, what's going on? He says he loves the new Color Rush helmets. I absolutely do too. Reminder, $10 super chat. We're going to be doing shots of tequila. What are we rolling with today? The 1800. That's some good stuff right there. So if you guys want to do some tequila shots with us, $10 super chat. First one was on the house. I took one. Second one, whoever buys the first round, it's one for both of us. So hook your boy up. Hook
Help
Lopez
me out.
up. Yeah,
Help me out.
Lopez is itching.
I'm parched.
He's very thirsty. He's a thirsty fella. All right, now what do you think of the new helmets? Lopez, I got to talk about it in great detail on the video, and I know that all these great people don't care what I have to say. What do you think of the new helmets?
I love it. I think that was like the one gripe I had with the Color Rush was the helmets didn't match anything else.
Yep.
Now you finally have something that matches everything else. I like how they also kind of stepped out of their comfort zone with that gold face mask they got going.
Oh, yeah. I think the gold face mask is such a nice look. I also love, and I don't know if we have the pictures in here, but I love the stripe. Oh, sweet. Down the stripe in the middle of the helmet, there's little miniature fleur-de-lis. Like, just so subtle. Such a subtle detail. And then, of course, there's like little black speckles within it, too. I mean, it's so beautiful. Yeah, we can go to the next one, too. What do you guys think? I mean, I personally love them. If you like these helmets, hit the thumbs up icon and like the video. Like this video if you think that these helmets are funky fresh. I see Holly Springs, Mississippi from Nathan. Jerry G dropping a like. Perfect 100. 10 out of 10. Manuel saying, Trizzy! What's going on, Manuel? Young City says, I love it. 10 out of 10. The white on white. Nathan, I went to St. Martin High School, Jerry. That's pretty cool. F the Falcons fans from Jerry. Gonzalo thinks they're fresh. Jeremy is from Slidell. That's sick. Yeah, what do y'all think of the helmets? We're shouting out our city as well, but let me know what you think of the helmets. Yeah, Jerry's shouting out, where's he? Gulfport, Mississippi. See a lot of people just hanging out and letting us know where they're at. Terrell loves them. I do too. Jerry thinks they're sweet. Young City says New Orleans. Terrell, Wilmington, North Carolina. Good to know. Good to know. Chase, I love the white helmets. I also love the white helmets. I think they're sick as hell. Shelby. Hashtag Shelby. Hashtag sick. Nathan, the helmets are sick, but I actually like the black helmets. I didn't hate the black helmets. I thought that they weren't used in a good fashion. The black helmets on the Color Rush was a terrible look. They should have done the black on all black. That would have been fresh. That would have been much better.
On the release of the black helmets, they looked really nice.
Yes.
How they used them was horrible.
Yes, the release looks nice. The usage of them was atrocious. Reminder, $10. We're doing shots. Help your boy out. If you want to buy your boy a beverage, you want to buy Loco Lopez, $10. We're doing tequila shots. I feel like that's a pretty good price, especially here in Dallas. Shots can get pretty expensive. So $10, not only is it one, it's two. So F it. We're going to do that all night. Two for the price of one. $10 shots is a shot for me and Lopez. Who's going to buy the first round? Who's going to buy the first round? I want to know. And if we get this party off the rails, then we can honestly start cutting deals, and you know how that gets. Jerry G says black helmets are reserved for the black uniforms. I don't know if they'll continue to use the black helmets. I think they'll probably retire those after this year or after last year because the new white ones are back, or the new white ones are here. Jerry G says, I got a white Saints cap with the logo on. I also have a white Saints cap, but mine has the helmet on the front. All right. We're hearing a lot about Jerry G's hats. We're hearing about where people are living. But I want to hear from you if you're ready from Showtime. If you are, hit the thumbs up and like today's video. When we cross over to 25 likes, we will get this party started. We'll start off first by talking about Asante Samuel Jr., and then we're going to be discussing free agent targets that we haven't really gotten a chance to dive into yet here on the channel. And then lastly, we'll be answering questions on our handy-dandy mailbag, our live Q&A that we do every single live show. So use hashtag Saints. Better yet, send in a super chat. You can buy us a round of shots. You can also get yourself on the program in front of thousands and thousands of Saints fans. So if you're ready for the live show to start, hit the thumbs up icon and like this video. We're 2 likes away from getting this thing going. Who's ready to party? I want to know who's ready to roll. I want to know who's ready to roll. We're 1 like away. We're 1 like away. Who's got my back? Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Jerry G, are the gold jerseys coming back? No, they are not. As far as I'm aware, they are not. I also don't think we're actually getting new uniforms, just the helmets. All righty, there we go. Andrew wants some shots. Andrew, $10 super chat. We got shots at tequila. It's really a $5 super chat because when you send in 10, both me and Lopez are doing one, so it's 2 for the price of 1. So if anybody wants to do some shots, let us know. First one was on the house because we're givers, and that always brings good juju. Second one, 2 for the price of 1 from here on out. It's a daily special that we're doing here as a part of our weekly live show. We're going to start this show by getting into Asante Samuel and some other free agents that they could potentially go and sign. All righty. Let me get my script pulled up. Over here. All righty. Let's get this party started. Saints fans, who's ready? Lopez, you ready to roll, buddy? Let's do this thing. New Orleans Saints free agency, rumors, buzz, and news coming at you here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. What's happening, Who Dat Nation? Welcome into another edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports. The New Orleans Saints have over $23 million in cap space to spend right now, which is actually pretty awesome considering this is a team that over the past few years has found themselves in salary cap hell and digging themselves out of a hole when it comes to the salary cap. So in today's video, we're going to dive into a player, Asante Samuel Jr., who has been linked to the New Orleans Saints. But I also really quickly want to just take a quick look at some bargain bin free agents. According to Bleacher Report, these are 6 players that if any team needed to try to scrape the bottom of the barrel in terms of how much these players would cost, you could probably cash in some pretty cheap deals and get some team-friendly contracts for any of these players. You see Asante Samuel on your screen. We're going to hone in on him here today, and in the future we're going to discuss Will Hernandez and Julian Blackmon and maybe a couple other players on your screen right now. But I will remind you, if anything happens around free agency in the New Orleans Saints, any sort of updates, whether it's news, whether it's rumors, whether it's a signing or it's a cut, we're going to be getting you guys informed here on Saints Now. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and without further ado, let's dive in to the latest around Asante Samuel Jr. Asante Samuel Jr. has been linked to the New Orleans Saints, and I am going to tell you why I think the black and gold should definitely go and sign this player. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. Let's talk about this player because I'm intrigued in the addition of signing Asante Samuel Jr., only 25 years old, but will turn 26 here in October. He does have ties to the black and gold because of his relationship with Brandon Staley. If you didn't remember, if you didn't know, Brandon Staley was the head coach for the Los Angeles Chargers from 21 to 23. Asante Samuel Jr. played with Brandon Staley, which, in my opinion, a defensive coach with ties to a very young and very talented free agent. I think you should start kicking the tires and make some calls. And if you didn't remember, he had neck surgery back in April. He visited with the team in May. He was getting updates here in early July. No big updates around whether or not he's going to be good to go, but he does intend to play this season. And this is one of the best free agents, if not the number one free agent that's still available out in the market. And personally, I think the Saints should go and sign Asante Samuel Jr. And if you agree with me, I want you to hit the thumbs up icon and like today's video. If not, I want you to get in the comment section and explain why you think it would be a bad idea to sign Asante Samuel Jr. For what it's worth, he's recovering from a neck injury, so we got to see whether or not he's healthy. So I can understand if you might want to say, no, I want to hold on to my money, carry it over to next year, and not risk signing a potentially injury-prone player. I mean, for what it's worth, he hasn't really had too many injuries throughout his tenure with Brandon Staley. He didn't really start seeing injuries till last year, only played in a handful of games. Again, it's a neck injury, so something you'd want to monitor, but I don't expect this to be a massive issue. I mean, like we said, he said that he intends to play this season, and when he does play, he's been very effective, and especially with Brandon Staley, he put up some of the best stats of his career in 2023, 63 tackles, in 2022, 57, in 2021, 43. He got better each and every season. The completion percentage in 2023, 64.7 completion percentage allowed, 13 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. I mean, this is a guy who was extremely effective, had really good ball skills, and was really, really nice for Brandon Staley's defense, and I think that he would fit really nicely with New Orleans, especially considering the fact that considering I believe that they need another guy, a player that has some experience, that isn't super old. There's not really high risk, but pretty high reward in Asante Samuel Jr. I think that that's the kind of player that we have here, and I think that that would make a lot of sense for the New Orleans Saints to bring him in. Now, in terms of linking him to the black and gold, here's what Bleacher Report had to say. The pairing of New Orleans Saints and Asante Samuel Jr. makes a lot of sense, as New Orleans is looking to rebuild and could use some help at cornerback after trading Marshon Lattimore to the Washington Commanders in November and letting Paulson Adebo walk in free agency. Now, I understand you might be sitting here saying, how does that link the Saints to Asante Samuel Jr.? Again, he visited with the team. He's expected to have interest, but he hasn't had a lot of visits up until this point, the Saints being one of the few. And for what it's worth, I personally would feel a lot better about this team if we just went ahead and signed Asante Samuel Jr. I don't think that this is a bad cornerback group, but I do think if you add Asante Samuel Jr. into the mix here, it takes a lot of pressure off of Kool-Aid McKinstry and Alontae Taylor for that matter. I don't hate the player in Isaac Yiadom. His best season of his career was actually with the New Orleans Saints, but that was when Dennis Allen was the head coach. And that was a couple of years ago. So in terms of whether or not I have faith in him, I'm not going to say no, but I would feel a lot more confident in a player like Asante Samuel Jr. And that's just my thoughts, and that's why I think it would make a lot of sense. We're going to take a deep dive at the cornerback position and, whether or not you really do need a corner. And we're going to have an honest conversation because we've talked about all the reasons why to bring him in, but let's talk about the players that we currently have on the roster. Really quickly, today's show would not be made possible for our amazing friends over at Chubby Shorts. I absolutely love Chubby Shorts, one of my favorite sponsors we have here at Saints Now by Chat Sports, and it's not because I just recently started rocking their gear and they've recently taken over my wardrobe. No. They've been a part of my wardrobe all the way back since I was in high school. I'm talking baby Trizzy. I mean, little Trizzy was wearing Chubby Shorts, and I will continue to wear them for a long, long time into the foreseeable future. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to hook you up with 20% off if you use our code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com, or you can just click the link in the comments or description of this video. Summer's here, which means it's officially time to let the dogs out, and by dogs, we mean your legs. If your pups have been stuck in jeans or sweats for the last few months, it's time to set them free with Chubby Shorts. Whether you want swimsuits, whether you want just everyday shorts, whether you want some athletic shorts, Chubby's has you covered. They also have very vibrant polos. They have very awesome gear, and their clothes, not only are they really good and really quality, they are fun patterns that make you feel really confident. They look good, you feel good, thus you play good. And whether you're poolside, lakeside, oceanside, or you got a little shoddy on your side, Chubby Shorts is here to make sure you are looking absolutely dapper and making sure that you are feeling even better. These babies are set up for all-day comfort with a quick, dry, stretch fabric and built-in liner that actually does its job. With the new swimsuits, no more chafing, no more swamp ass, and no more mesh disasters. Whether you're suiting up for cannonballs, cookouts, or casual Fridays, Chubby's has you covered. Like I mentioned earlier, Saints Now listeners and Saints Now viewers are going to get a limited time 20% off your order with our code CHAT. That's CHAT at chubbyshorts.com. Support our show and let them know that we sent you. Summer's here. Dress like it in Chubbies. Use the link in the comments or description of this video. Now, Isaac Yiadom, he was brought back to the New Orleans Saints as a free agency addition. And if the New Orleans Saints were to bring in Asante Samuel Jr., I do think that he's a player that would be pretty valuable to have on the roster as a high-level backup. I do think that he has the ability to be a starter. With the Saints, he just signed a 3-year, $9 million deal. He's only has a $1.96 million cap hit this year. And if you were to try to let go of him, you're really not going to save any money. So I think that it would make sense to have Isaac Yiadom be on the roster, keep him around, and let him be a player that can just kind of be a high-level backup or a high-level insurance policy. I like Kool-Aid McKinstry as well. I like a lot of these players here, but Isaac Yiadom is a very interesting piece. He played with the Saints. He went over to the San Francisco 49ers. He played with Brandon Staley, where he was on the defensive coaching staff, not the defensive coordinator, but on the coaching staff. And then now he is back over here in New Orleans. I think it's a pretty good addition. I think that he can definitely still play at a high level. Definitely has not lived up to the year that he had with the New Orleans Saints when he had a career season. But, all in all, I do think that he can be a quality player. But I also think that Quincy Riley is a player that we should get extremely excited about. Again, this is a young player that I think would be really it would be very beneficial to bring in an Asante Samuel Jr. because he can pour into a player like Quincy Riley. Not that Isaac Yiadom can't, but I also think it would make a lot of sense in terms of having Asante Samuel Jr. available to help teach and help learn the new system in New Orleans of Brandon Staley's defense for these young, hungry, talented cornerbacks. Quincy Riley, a very experienced and very productive corner. He has really nice ball skills, and that was on display damn near every week for the Louisville Cardinals. And I was very, very pleased with this selection. I thought it was an absolute steal. One of the picks that you got back in the Marshon Lattimore trade, you used on a cornerback. And I think that is an absolutely great way to go about doing business. I think Quincy Riley is a phenomenal football player. I'm excited to see him suit up on Sundays. And I think that he's a player that could start very, very early, very productive in 2024. And I think that he's the Paulson Adebo replacement. It feels like Kool-Aid McKinstry can be your Marshon Lattimore replacement. Quincy Riley can be the Paulson Adebo replacement. And then you have Asante Samuel Jr. in the mix as well to start and honestly just keep the overall talent level of the cornerback room at a higher level. Now, Rico Payton, I do not believe is somebody we should overlook. His continued development has been really, really fun to watch. I was excited about this player coming out of Pittsburgh State as a UDFA. He made the roster. He's been making a name for himself on special teams, and he filled in on the defensive side of the football after the cornerback room and the defensive backs. That area of the roster was decimated by injuries. He filled in really, really nicely. I think that he's a player that we should get really excited about because if he continues to pan out and continues to develop well, this is a player that you should definitely bank on having a role in the future of this organization. And then Alontae Taylor, he's going to take on this new star role in Brandon Staley's scheme. And excuse me, this scheme will help elevate Go away, Siri. This scheme will help elevate his role as a disruptive playmaker. And I know that a lot of people have critiques about Alontae Taylor because they're like, he gets burned a lot. He doesn't have consistency in coverage and all that. And I'll say this. I agree with you, and I see where you're coming from, but I'll also say let's consider the facts here. He's had to move around a lot. He hasn't been able to truly invest his time into a specific role, and this new position, this new role for him is exactly that. You're going to be able to you're going to be able to focus on being a chess piece that can move around, that can be utilized for a lot of different things. And he's embraced that. He's stepped up in a big way. He's become a vocal leader during the summer. And I think that he's a really exciting player. And also, I'll tell you this, he's up for a contract extension. So I do anticipate Alontae Taylor to pick it up and have a pretty good season. I would like to see him have a multi-interception year. I'd like to see him get more sacks than he did last year. And I would like to see him be just overall more consistent and a more reliable piece on the defense. I am very excited about this player. I'm a very big fan of Alontae Taylor. I know that he is looking to get paid, and personally, I think the Saints would be doing a disservice by not keeping him around if he continues his development and he continues to be a really good player on the defense. I'm excited about him. I really want him to pan out, and I have high expectations. But what are yours? I want to hear from you. Do you have high expectations? Do you have low expectations? Do you think that he's just going to kind of be average? Do you think he's going to have a bunch of interceptions? Do you think he's going to have over 100 tackles? Do you think he's going to have a bunch of pass breakups? 10 sacks? What do you think will happen for Alontae Taylor? What are your expectations for the young cornerback Let me know in the comment section. Now, if you didn't go and sign Asante Samuel Jr., we're going to continue to add him into this list because it's important to consider him, especially when you look at the age of all of these players. He's the youngest by a landslide. Rasul Douglas, at 30 years old, he could be an intriguing option. Stephon Gilmore, despite being the oldest player on this list, he continues to still have really good ball production. Kendall Fuller, James Bradbury, two guys that are available, two guys that I'm not necessarily interested in. Asante Samuel Jr., he is my number one free agency target, and in my opinion, he's the number one free agent still available. Who Dat Nation, if you guys want to get more content and you want to get more coverage in between these videos, hit your boy up on social media. Over 3 million, or almost 3 million impressions on Instagram in the last month. So thank you to everyone who's been checking out the content over there and everyone who's recently followed. But I also post on all the other main platforms, X, Instagram, TikTok. The links are clickable to my profiles in the comments and description of this video. Who Dat Nation, I really appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling with us today. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time. Booyah.
Yeah, that's one down right there.
There we go. Would you sign Asante Samuel Jr.? Yes or no? Yes or no? What are we doing? Keith says Alontae Taylor's going to have 10 sacks. That'd be crazy. Could you imagine a corner having 10 sacks?
If he has 10 sacks, but like an average corner a year from just like coverage and all that, do you think he would get depoy votes? Like, because 10 sacks from a corner.
That's like unheard of.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I think there's a conversation. I think you at least get mentioned, just because it's like, well, how the hell does he have 10 double-digit sacks?
Yeah.
Like, I think you have to mention it. I don't know if he outright wins it, but
I don't know if he would win it.
I think you have to mention his name,
Mm-hmm.
or at least mention the stat. Got to be like, this guy's doing some pretty crazy stuff. This
Never seen this before.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, would you sign Asante Samuel Jr.? Let us know in the comments. I see yes from Queen Courtney. Keith says yes. Chase says yes. Angel says yes. Relly says yes. Nathan says yes. Jartavia says yes. Jerry G says yes. Trace, I'm watching from the stream on my new 55-inch Toshiba Fire TV, and I love it. Hey, I hope that I'm looking extra handsome for you on that new TV, brother. Reminder, $10. We're doing shots. I'm trying to catch a buzz. Who wants to get rowdy on a Wednesday? Who wants to do some shots? Nobody? We haven't even gotten one round of shots poured up. Lopez, is that crazy? Am I crazy?
So disappointing.
It's a little disappointing.
So
I mean, I'd like to do some shots. God forbid a white boy tries to catch a vibe, you know?
God forbid a Hispanic just want to
Drink some tequila.
embrace his roots. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this is now you guys are like doing something really bad. You're preventing Loco Lopez from drinking tequila. That's like
It's like one of those ASPCA commercials.
yeah, this is in the arms of an angel. Da, 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 da. Alrighty, we're going to get into the next topic, more free agency rumors. We've talked a lot of free agency, but we're going to talk more because that's kind of the main thing happening right now. Unless, of course, you guys want to have a specific thing you want to discuss that is much more important than what's going on in free agency. What you think? What do you guys think? Who's the starting quarterback? I think it'll like week 1, Mike Nintendo Master. Who's going to be the starting quarterback in week 1, or who's like the starting quarterback right now? Ken says show the helmet. We can show the helmet real quick. Sorry, Lopez. I know you just pulled that up. We can show the helmet real fast. We have a bunch of pictures. If you guys haven't seen the helmet, we're going to show you some pictures of it right now. And I'll tell you, during helmet pictures, 50% off, $5 shots. $5 shots when we're showing the helmet pictures.
I'll go nice and slow.
And we'll show them very nice and slow. $5, we're doing helmet shots. Or $5 shots when the helmet's up. You know what I mean. Alrighty. I mean, first of all, the details are beautiful in this helmet. You have the stripe down the middle. You got the gold in the middle. You got the black on the outside of the trim. Little fleur-de-lis down the stripe. Beautiful touch. You got little little black speckles on the white helmet. Chef's kiss. It's going to look absolutely beautiful. You got the gold. You got the white. We've been wanting a white helmet for so long, too. So I'm just glad to see that we finally got it. And now that we have Tyrann Mathieu in this jersey swap, here's kind of like a look of what the whole thing will look together when it's all said and done. It's about close. Gold face mask, absolutely fresh. Like Lopez said earlier, it was cool to see them take a risk, kind of branch out. I think it paid off big time. These helmets are freaking cool. They are so clean. I can't wait to get myself one of these. I'm probably going to get a mini one for the desk. Ooh, Lopez. We're going to have to get – should we give away some of these helmets during the football season? Should we give away some of these helmets during the football season?
I think I know what the answer is going to be to that. I think they're going to love that.
What do you guys think? Should we give away some of the helmets during the football season? What we'll do, Lopez, we're definitely going to have to give some of these away.
Yeah.
We're going to definitely have to give some of these away. That's definitely got to happen. Maybe we'll see if we can. I'll see if I can find some online before the preseason. If we can get some for preseason.
Oh, they definitely already started selling them.
I can't find them.
Really?
Saints white helmet sale. See the new one. I don't see the new one on sale yet.
I predict within the next week they'll be on sale.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Let's look here actually. Wait! We got him! We got him, ladies and gentlemen. We have helmets. All right, here's the deal. I'm going to talk to Mitchell Renz. Am I here next week? Yeah, I'm here next week. Next Wednesday, we're going to try to give away some of these helmets. Would you guys be down to do a mini helmet giveaway for the new helmets? We're going to do some giveaways. Actually, I'm going to message Mitch right now.
I'm going to enter the giveaway my own.
I know, dude.
I'm going to win this one.
All right. I just messaged Mitch. Ken, $5 super chat. We're doing some shots.
Ooh.
I just messaged Mitch to see what it's going to take for us to do a helmet giveaway, either today or next week. So this one's for me. Ooh, that one. Wrong pipe.
I'm going to get that super chat.
Ooh. Ken, thank you, brother. All right, so that's actually really good news. Oh, and they have the full size. I might need to get it. Wait,
Hey, paycheck
what's the
hits next
difference
week.
between this one and this one? What's the difference between? I bet this one is like the cheap, that plastic one. Yeah.
Which one?
The $180 versus the $300 or $400 one. What's the difference?
Hold up, I'm on Fanatics right now. Give me a
I am
second.
too. Oh my God, there's an OVO Saints helmet. That's so cool. I might have to get that for my friend. He's a huge.
Looks like the 180 one. Does it have the speckles? I can't tell on that. Oh yeah, it has speckles.
Yeah, I think it's like the 180 one is like that cheaper plastic
Mm-hmm.
with like that
little
the thing at the
top.
bottom, like
Yeah.
inside the helmet.
Yeah.
Whereas the $400 one is like actually one you could put on. I think that's what it is. All right, Ken, $5 super chat.
Shout out Ken.
Shout out to Ken. All right, I'm gonna talk to Mitch. If he responds soon, we're gonna give some shirts away, or we're gonna see if we can do a helmet giveaway either today or next week. So hang tight. I will say it'll probably be next week, so that way we can kind of promote it on the show. We can kind of get you excited about it. Also, I will add this: if you would you guys rather do like a raffle? Would you rather just do like you send in a number, you get it kind of thing? I don't know. I feel like we should do like a raffle. Give away like 2. Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Up to you.
We'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can how many we can give away. Did y'all enter? Yes, Mr. Filmer, I entered. Alrighty. Yeah, Ken, shout out to you, brother. Another reminder, $5 super chat while we're looking at pictures of the helmet. It's shots of tequila, so shout out to Ken. I love these helmets, man. I think they're so sick. Let's get into the second segment here. We can see if Mitch will reply.
We can get back to the helmets later.
Yeah, we can go back to the helmets in a little bit. I'm going to put this tequila down so that way I don't knock it over during the segment. I have been known to knock things over during videos, but oh well. Ken, really appreciate your $5 donation, man. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you took a shot with us if you're 21. If you're not 21, I hope you enjoyed like a nice Dr. Pepper or like a good old Sprite or perhaps a ginger ale. Who knows? Yeah, if you did drink, just tell us you're 21 and we won't ask. We're not the feds. We're not gonna ID you. All right, hold on. Mitch is typing. Okay.
Is that a good okay or a damn?
Hold on. Okay, so let me message you something, Lopez. Okay, so I sent it. I just DM'd you on Slack something. So that's what Mitch said. Do you think we do the raffle at the end of the month and then we just start tallying up votes now, or do we think we do like, or what do you think? I think if we do, I think we could start a. Would you guys? Okay, so here's what we're thinking. Anthony.
Is that 4 shots?
That is 4 shots. We're going to do some shots here. And that's 4 shots each. So what we're going to do here, starting with Ken's $5 super chat, Anthony, your 20 is also in there. We're going to be doing a helmet giveaway. I'm going to make a list, Lopez, and we're going to start it. $5 super chat gets you into the helmet. Let me.
Which one are you giving away? Full or small one?
Let me ask.
Because if so, let me know. I might be able to. Might have a little help from somebody I know.
Ooh, okay. What do you mean? Mute yourself. Yeah, probably. Oh, shit. Is that on the big one? We'll talk about it later. We'll talk later. That's good to know. It's good to know. We'll talk later, though. Sweet. That's actually awesome to know for, like, football season, too. That's really good to know.
I use that for LSU baseball stuff.
Yeah, dude. I might need to use that. I might need to use that for, like, some gear get a couple. Like, honestly, I might hit you up and be like, give me 2 jerseys. I'll Venmo you for them. Alrighty, so what we're going to do here. I'm going to start the list today. Any $5 super chat equals 1 raffle ticket. So $5 super chats are 1 raffle ticket, and we're going to be giving away one of these helmets at the end of the month. Deal? One of these helmets we're giving away at the end of the month, okay? I just got the thumbs up from Mitch. We're going to be giving away one of these at the end of the month just to kind of give you some excitement going into the preseason. So right now I have 1 entry for Ken. I have 4 entries for Anthony. $5 equals 1 entry. If you send in a 10, we'll give you 2. If you send in a 20, we'll give you 4. If you send in a 50, maybe I give you a few extra just because 50 is awesome. If you send in 100, I promise you'll get extras. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. Sound good? $5 super chat. Enter the raffle ticket. Anthony just got 4 entries. Let me respond to Mitch here. Sorry, 1 second. Coolio. Dude, I'm excited we have new helmets because those will be good giveaways to do during the season too. We'll be able to do giveaways. We'll be able to do mini helmet giveaways throughout the whole year. Not just the white ones, but like the golds. We can do the throwbacks. We can do all of them and stuff too. All right, so I will pour up my first one. Lopez, you'll pour up yours. And we'll take them together. Anthony, this is your chance to pour your shot up with us. I'm just gonna.
Or 4 if you're gonna do 1 for 1 with us.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We only have 1 glass each, so we can't do all 4. Anthony, here is the shot. We'll give you a second to pour up, and we'll give you a second, so that way we can do it all together. Yeah. Lopez, you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
All righty, Anthony. Cheers to you, brother. Here's 1 of 4.
Ooh.
Oh. Let's get number 2 down.
Hey, shout out to Anthony. He said he's down for 4.
I'll do 4 too.
Hell yeah.
Boy. Pour yours up, Lopez. Oh, I gotta wash that down.
Can we get some limes in here soon?
I know, seriously. That's actually what we need is some limes. That would actually make life so much easier. Alrighty. Number 2.
I still got 2 more shows to produce.
$5 super chat. You enter the raffle giveaway and for the new Saints helmet, and we're doing shots. Ooh. That's 2. Number 3.
Okay, that one went down cleaner. I think we're getting somewhere.
Mine aren't. These suck, dude. I don't know how I'm going to do this next segment.
Hey, all you got to do is talk. I got to press buttons.
I know, dude. And I have to, not talk in cursive. That's the problem, is I might start speaking in cursive. Alrighty, number 3. Anthony, you dirty dog. Remind me to never go to the bar with you, Anthony. Actually, I take that back. Remind me to definitely go to the bar with you. Because
a good time.
Some guy who wants to do 4 shots, just rip them. That sounds like my kind of guy. Okay, this one's going to suck. All right, Anthony says the first one is the worst, but I'm used to it. That's all I drink. LOL. All righty, Anthony.
Anthony, have you tried the coconut 1800? That is my go-to.
The coconut 1800?
It's
that's
fire.
A thing?
Mix it with Sprite.
I bet that's so good.
It's gas.
I bet that's so good, dude. Have you ever had an ocean water at Sonic? Mixing that with the ocean water would be fire. All righty, Anthony, this is the last one. And I might vomit before this. Oh, God. I smelled it. All right. Cheers. Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh. Ooh.
Tastes like college.
Yeah, that one hurted. That one hurted a little bit. All righty, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about free agency. And then we're probably going to do more shots afterwards. $5, you enter the raffle for one of the new Saints helmets.
We'll put pictures back on after.
I'm going to make a little image address for this one. This is so hard after 4 shots, I'm going to be honest. All right, let me put this in here. I'm going to make a photo, so there's a photo I'm going to put in here. And it's just the one, it's like the photo of the helmet that, it just shows the whole thing. Might make life a little bit easier for giveaway purposes and stuff.
Let me know when you got it in.
All right, I'm going to put it under everything.
Okay.
Under Perry News and above the helmets.
Oh shit! Guess who's here?
Who is it?
Jaden just pulled up.
Jaden.
Jaden, we haven't done the
dude,
Q&A
where
yet,
are you
buddy.
at? Where you been, dude? Jaden, where the hell have you been, brother? We've been missing you, dude.
Jaden, get your hashtag Saints questions
Jaden,
in.
brother, get your hashtag Saints in. Otherwise, we can't have the mailbag. We can't do a mailbag without Jaden. That's just not what we'll do. That's just not what we'll do. Alrighty. Let's get after it. Second segment coming at you. Free agency. Players we haven't gotten the chance to discuss. Hey, Sam. No, we haven't talked about Danny Stutzman. Oh, by the way, I talked to Steve Stutzman. We're working on getting him on the show this weekend. Not today. We just did, just a second ago. Why? Well, yeah, because you asked about him. We are working on getting Danny Stutzman and Steve Stutzman on the show this weekend. I talked with Steve on the phone this weekend, or earlier, yesterday actually, and he said that they're going to be in Tampa this weekend with Danny, so they're going to see if we can get some conversation going. TBD, I'm not totally sure, but if we do get this worked out on Saturday, then guess what? We'll be doing a little interview with Danny and Steve Stutzman, so that'd be pretty cool. We'll let you know. We'll keep you guys posted, but follow me on social media to get updates around everything. I will post updates there before I post updates anywhere about this kind of stuff, so make sure you follow me, especially on Twitter. Maddie, what's going on, girl? Hope work's going good. Yeah, guys, Maddie the Baddie started a new job, so everyone type congrats, Maddie. But don't be too nice. It's my girlfriend. I swear, if you're too nice to her, I'll beat you up. No, seriously, I swear, back off. Alrighty. I dropped my social links in the chat. If you want to get more social content, hit your boy up. $5 super chat. You enter the giveaway for the new helmet, and also we take shots. So without further ado, we're going to do some free agency conversations, and we're going to see if we can do this without slurring our words. Lopez, are you ready, my friend? I just tasted the tequila again. That's not good. All right, let's party. Here we go. Free agency targets. Let's go. We've already discussed a handful of free agency targets in great detail here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. It's not limited to just these players, but these are the 5 guys we've highlighted the most here on the channel up until this point. Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Gabe Davis. The Saints have a clear need at a big-bodied wide receiver, and those are 3 solid options. Asante Samuel, in my opinion, the number 1 free agent across any position that's available, 25-year-old cornerback, and Rasul Douglas, another fine corner the Saints could potentially benefit from signing. And right now, New Orleans has over $23 million in cap space to spend, so they can either choose to spend some of it, go sign a couple free agents, they still have to sign Tyler Shuck to his contract, or they could also decide that they're going to save a bunch of it after they sign Tyler Shuck to his contract and let that roll over into next year. I can tell you one thing, that we will get you updated anytime there's a news or rumors or updates around the New Orleans Saints. So be sure to subscribe to Saints Now by Chat Sports, because if the Saints make a roster move, we will make a video and we will get you informed. That is my promise to you as a diehard Saints fan. You at home deserve the best content in the whole wide world, and my promise to you is that I'm going to deliver that just for you. So be sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and lock us in and join our family of almost 50,000 crazy Saints fans. What's going on, Who Dat Nation? Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Today, we're going to go through more free agent targets for the New Orleans Saints that we have not discussed. Should the Saints go and sign one of these players? Potentially, I think that it could be an option. But before we dive in, we're going to start off by addressing the facts. You don't have to go and sign one of these players. These guys on the list are not prime players at free agency or whoever is available. So understand that these are going to be kind of like a second tier, because like we said at the top, we've already talked about some of the best free agents available, but this is simply just more players that are not currently on roster. So let's start off first with Julian Blackmon, the safety. He recently spent his time with the Indianapolis Colts. 26 years old. He's been a player that could be a really good addition to the Saints defensive back group. I think that when you consider who they currently have on the roster, Julian Blackmon could be a solid addition. Right now, the Saints have Justin Reed, Tyrann Mathieu, Jordan Howden, Jonas Sanker, JT Gray, and Terrell Burgess on the roster. But don't get it twisted, Julian Blackmon was very, very good last year. According to Pro Football Focus, had a coverage grade of 73.5 and a pass rush grade of 69.5. He's been pretty solid over the course of his career. Every year he's spent with the Indianapolis Colts, and last year 3 interceptions, 86 tackles, 4 pass breakups. I think that this could be an intriguing player to bring to the New Orleans Saints. But the big question to ask is, do the Saints really need another safety? I mean, do they really need to bring in another defensive back? Not just at the cornerback position, because I think that that's something that you definitely should consider. But a safety, I think that you could get away with potentially passing on that option. I simply bring him up because he is available and he could offer some things to the Saints defense, and especially if you go through training camp or you get to training camp and you're not confident in Jordan Howden, or you're not really liking how Jonas Sanker's looking, and something happens, God forbid there's an injury, maybe Julian Blackmon is an option to consider. Do the Saints need a safety right now? I don't think so, but maybe in the future this is a conversation we revisit. A wide receiver definitely is a need for the black and gold. I do think that DJ Chark, formerly the LSU Tiger, could be an option. 6'4", 205 pounds. New Orleans is lacking a big-bodied, physical pass catcher presence. The biggest body they have as a pass catcher is Juwan Johnson, Foster Moreau, and then it's Bub Means. So if you do bring in a player like DJ Chark, this is a guy who at one point in his career had over 1,000 yards as a handful of seasons ago, but nonetheless, still has done it. 6'4", 205 pounds. That would make him the biggest wide receiver on the roster if the New Orleans Saints did end up making this move. 4 receptions, 4 receptions, 31 yards, 1 touchdown last year. I don't think that he's a player who's going to break the bank. I don't think he's a player that's going to absolutely take the top off of the defense, but he could be a nice option, especially in the red zone, and he could fulfill a hole and a void in the offense that the Saints currently could use some help with. So when it comes to DJ Chark, do I love the option? No, but he could be a very, very cheap option. Now, I will tell you, I was scrolling on Fanatics looking to get myself a new Saints helmet because those things are absolutely fresh. And I stumbled across this sale. I could not pass it up. $55 shirt. It was $55. Now it's $33. I like to call these shirts shoodies. It's a short sleeve hoodie. So go get yourself a Saints shoodie. It's chatsports.com/Saints Prime. The link is in the comments and description of this video. Click the link down below. Search this in your URL and it'll take you straight to it. We have most sizes available. Like I said, it's a big time sale. It was $55. Now it's only $33. Chatsports.com/Saints Prime. Make sure you get yourself some new gear today. Let's talk about another safety here. And this one could make some sense, but also, for the same reasons I said no to Julian Blackmon, I'm going to say no to Marcus Williams. And I'll say this, I would rather have Julian Blackmon than Marcus Williams. Now, for the record, Marcus Williams is not a bad football player. He just had a really bad play that we all hate, and it's all burned and etched and forever ingrained into our brains. But unfortunately, Marcus Williams still has not found himself on a roster. Same situation with Justin Simmons as well. I do think that Marcus Williams is a player that still has something to offer for whatever team ends up signing him. He's only 28 years old. And look, the PFF grades, they show that he's still a solid player. Last year was a down year, but he also kind of has been pretty consistent throughout the course of his career. Just last year was the one year that wasn't really all that good. The snap numbers were down. It's the lowest of his career. And so I obviously do think that when you consider Marcus Williams, you have to understand he's not the player he once was, but I still do believe there is a good player in there. It's just hard for me to shake this memory. That's the one thing, is if you bring back Marcus Williams, you're inviting this right back into here. And you're inviting all of the jokes, you're inviting all of the memes, you're inviting all of the crap and all the shit that other fan bases are going to give you because of this play, because things did not go well. It's hard for me to shake this memory. It really, really is. I understand that this was a long time ago, completely different situations, completely different teams. Doesn't mean it didn't suck. So I wouldn't hate Marcus Williams coming back to New Orleans. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass on it. But what would you do? Hear me, or let me hear you in the comment section. Would you bring back Marcus Williams to New Orleans? Type yes or no in the comment section. I'm going to say no. I'd rather go Julian Blackmon, but let's also not pretend like he wasn't a good player at one point in time and still doesn't have something to offer. I think he might have a little bit left in the tank, but I'm just going to go ahead and pass. I'm seeing in the live chat a lot of people saying no because they're still mad about the Minneapolis Miracle. Totally fair. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you it's a good idea. Will Hernandez, the offensive guard, was another play that we're going to discuss here on the channel. Look, this is definitely a player that could be a really, really solid insurance policy for the New Orleans Saints. It's worth noting, though, if you were to bring in this player in free agency, he does run the risk of continuing to deal with injuries. So if you do want to bring him in, he's a player you got to be careful with. He suffered a knee injury in week 5, and it led to him missing the rest of the season. So if he checks out medically, maybe this is a realistic option. But if he is still having lingering issues, I just say stay away. However, for what it's worth, if he's okay and he's healthy, I don't think it would be bad to bring in a really quality, really consistent, and honestly underrated insurance policy. In 2024, only 280 snaps. Again, he suffered an injury in week 5, missed the remainder of the season, but through 5 weeks, 0 sacks allowed. In 2023, only 4 sacks allowed. In 2022, 3 sacks allowed. He's been reliable. He's been consistent, and he hasn't been terrible. So I do think that this is something that Saints should consider, especially considering the changes coming to the offensive line that we've already seen. The Saints drafted Kelvin Banks Jr., and he's going to be taking over on the left tackle position. Tailese Fuaga is moving over to the right tackle position, so Trevor Penning is now moving to the left guard. And if you were to sign Will Hernandez, this could potentially be some insurance. There's no guarantee that Trevor Penning is going to be perfect as a left guard. There's no promise that he's going to be amazing. We all want it to be the case. I would love for that to happen, but there's no guarantee that Trevor Penning will be a phenomenal left guard. So the Saints might need a little bit of insurance behind Trevor Penning because maybe they don't have faith in Nick Saldiveri. Maybe they just believe that Will Hernandez is a better option. He started his career as a left guard. He has over 2,600 snaps there, but he moved to right guard in 2021, and he's logged 3,281 snaps over on that side. So you can potentially put him on either side if you really wanted to. Maybe Cesar Ruiz suffers an injury. Maybe he hasn't been playing good football, and I just think that Will Hernandez is an option if the Saints were to go and explore adding a guy in the trenches. This could definitely be an intriguing option. Matthew Judon, we're going to talk about him next, and honestly last, actually not totally last. This is a player who's just one season, 2 seasons removed from double-digit sacks in back-to-back years. Matthew Judon played with the Atlanta Falcons last year. Was not very good. He had 5.5 sacks in 2024, 4 sacks in 2023, but in 2022, 2021, he had double-digit sack production. Only 4 games played in 2023. And I'll say this, I do think the Saints just need to get more out of their pass rush. I do think that the Saints did address the pass rush with bringing back Chase Young. I do think that it was smart to draft Fadil Diggs in the late rounds. I think that the Saints do have players that can get to the passer, but Matthew Judon could be a quality veteran to potentially consider bringing in. I'm not going to sell you on it. He wasn't good with the Falcons. If you bring him in, that's a PR nightmare. So I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just trying to inform you that he is available and he is a player to consider, because at one point in time, he was very productive with getting at the quarterback. So was Von Miller, though. This guy is 36 years old. Am I crazy? He has not retired yet. He just hasn't hung it up. He just hasn't signed. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's still the original Von Miller that we all saw win a Super Bowl. That is not at all who he is. He's far from that. But Von Miller, Cam Jordan, pouring into young pass rushers, giving some advice and pouring into Chase Young, I think that that's probably a good situation. I don't think it's the worst thing in the whole wide world. Plus, I also don't think that any of these guys that we listed today are going to command too much money, just for what it's worth. The pass rush in New Orleans does need to be much, much better, though. Chase Young specifically, over 60 pressures, but not a lot of sack production. So for me, I want to see the New Orleans Saints get more out of their pass rush. Some of that will naturally come with this new scheme and with this hire of Bo Davis as the defensive line coach. But I do believe that you should consider bringing in a free agent if you don't absolutely feel confident in what you got going on in training camp. Devil's advocate, though, it's not going to be a beautiful season anyway this year. Do you go and spend a bunch of money and try to patch something together and force a few wins, or do you kind of just let it all play out? I think that it's an interesting way to go about it either way. I'm excited for this season. I think that this is going to be a really, really fun year. Now, how many players would you sign before week 1? Let's just set the day today at the day of releasing this video, with the time you're watching it. How many players would you sign from right now in this moment to kick off in week 1 against the Arizona Cardinals? Would you sign 0, 1, 2, 3? Tyler Shuck is not a part of this equation because he's going to get signed anyway. But how many new players would you sign to the Saints roster? Get in the comment section and play GM for me. Who Dat Nation, I do appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling with us. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're still watching, that means we're doing something right. So hit the sub button. Who Dat Nation, y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time. Oh my goodness! Dustin, don't you dare think I didn't see that! Holy shit, you animal! Dustin! I had to control myself the entirety of that video because that was absolutely incredible. Dustin! 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 I'm giving you 10 entries. I'm going to give you more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Give you 15 entries, Dustin, because you sent a $50 super chat.
Do we have 10 shots in this question?
No. We'll do 5 each.
We have to do 11 because Danielle also sent $5.
Oh, Danielle. Oh, God. We'll do another one, too. Danielle, I want that swag new white helmet holding down the Who Dat Nation in Southern California. What's the Saints' biggest area of need? Keep killing it. That's a great question, Danielle. Biggest area of need, I'm going to say, is wide receiver. And I'm giving you your entry to the raffle. Danielle, I put you in on the raffle. There you go. Biggest need, I'm going to say wide receiver, big body wide receiver. I think that's the biggest need. Lopez, what about you? Cheers.
I think I agree with that receiver take. We just don't have anybody right now that I would trust sending down the sideline and throwing up a 50-50 ball.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. Pull up Dustin's super chat. Here's what we're going to do here. I'm going to just 5-second pull. This is going to suck. This is going to suck.
Hey, that's a choice you're making.
Yes, it is. Because I think this is just going to be much easier than 5 handing it back and forth. So I'm going to do 5. You can do what you want, but I'm just going to go for it. It says you don't have to take a shot. I'm going to do at least just a little bit for you, Dustin. Oh, my God. I had a bad idea.
Keep it down. Keep it down.
It's not coming up. It ain't coming up. It ain't going up. Yeah. It was bad. It sat in my mouth, dude. I can still taste it. All I have is water in here. This is.
Now the worst part is, I'm gonna wake up and still tasting it.
Your turn. Have fun.
I'm gonna have a great time.
Oh God, dude, that was terrible. That'll hurt. That'll hurt.
There was about a millisecond there. I was like, I don't know if this is going to stay down.
Yeah.
About 1 millisecond where I was like,
Dude, not a fan. I'm just going to straight up say it. Not a fan. Alrighty, here's the deal. We already got some entries in. $5 entries to the raffle. We're at $79. If we give it to $100, I'm going to give away a free raffle ticket. I'm going to give away one free raffle ticket if we get to $100 in Super Chats. Just going to say that. I'm not going to sit here and try to force it, but if we can end up getting $21 in donations, I will give away one extra raffle ticket to somebody who has not sent in a Super Chat. So you will buy yourself a few, but then you'll also pay it forward for somebody else. Don't feel like you have to. Just want to try and encourage the pay it forward mentality, if you will. All right, Ben says, we will be playoff contenders this year, but next year we will be Super Bowl contenders. I can feel it. I'm already feeling the tequila. I love the optimism, Ben. I do think that there's too much sleeping on the Saints going on. I don't think they're going to be Super Bowl contenders, but who's to say they can't win the NFC South? This division sucks. Nobody got that much better, so.
honestly got probably worse in the past 24 hours.
Yeah, Tristan Wirfs got hurt today, so the division just got worse, actually. One of the best players in the division, if not the best player in the division, is now going to probably end up on the PUP list. So, just saying.
Here's a picture of that helmet that we're giving away, by the way.
Oh, yeah, here's the picture of the helmet. We're giving away this helmet. New Saints helmet giveaway at the end of the month. $5 Super Chat will get you a raffle ticket. Whatever value you send, divided by 5, that's the amount you get. So if you send 10, you get 2. If you send 20, you get 4. If you send 50, I gave a few extra to Dustin because he's a legend. And just because I can. It's my show. So send 50, find out if you get extras. Send 100, you definitely get extras. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Mile High, not drafting Sanders is going to hurt for years to come. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, who's to say that he's going to be amazing? Damn, I'm already feeling good about myself. That's a lot of tequila we've drank already. We've already drank a lot of tequila. Like, I know this is not just me. It's betwixt the two of us. But this tequila... Betwixt. Shut up. That's a great word. Betwixt the two of us, we were about, I want to say, like, right under the label. Like, right about here. I mean, that's a lot of tequila. This is a big bottle. I know that doesn't look like much, but that's a lot.
That's also like the giant bottles they got.
Yeah, this is
it's
the
not
big
like the
ass
normal,
bottle.
like,
that's not...
fifth.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to just put this next to my head. Can't even see the whole thing. Yeah, look. I mean, that is a big-ass bottle. That's huge. So there you go. DJ Mutt King in the building. What's happening, my friend? What is going on? What is going on? Alrighty. What do we have next?
Mailbag. I'm trying to read some of them right now.
Maddie just texted me, that shouldy, OMG, with a bunch of fire emojis. Because it's so clean. Danielle! More shots! Shit!
It just loaded in on mine. Fuck.
All right. Danielle, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, did I give her an extra? Maybe. I just gave her an extra. Danielle, I gave you 5 entries just because. We are 2 cents away from a donation, or from a free entry. I know we'll get a $1 donation before we sign off. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to turn around and I'm going to have you spam helmet. No. Spam me. Type me in the chat as fast as you can if you want a free raffle ticket for the new Saints helmet. Cheers to Danielle. Danny G. Danny G. Danny G. Danny G. Danny G. Danielle, my dog dude is saying thank you very much. I just got a text from my girlfriend Maddie, and she said that dude is very, very happy that just happened. Danielle, 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 Danielle. Danielle, 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 Danielle. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Courtesy of Danny G, I'm turning around. Type those me's if you want a free raffle ticket. And Lopez, when you say when, I'm going to turn around and pick somebody. Yeah, spam me in the chat.
Y'all start spamming.
Spam me in the chat. We're going to let it build up, too.
Yeah.
We're going to let it build up.
Come on. Keep spamming.
Type faster. If you don't type faster than the other people in the chat, then you will not get the helmet. That's just a fact.
I'll get on my burner and I'll start out typing all of you.
Oh, that's not good. You definitely don't want Lopez to get on his burner.
Okay. In 6 seconds. You ready?
Yep.
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. DJ Mutt King, you're getting a free entry. DJ Mutt King, you are getting a free entry. We also hit $100. Who sent that one in? Johnny Almore. Johnny, you're getting an entry as well since you got us over the hump. You got us just over the hump. Danny did all the legwork. Johnny got us there. And DJ Mutt King gets the free entry. That's a pretty good deal right there, I'd say. Teamwork makes the dream work. Am I right? Am I right? Teamwork makes the dream work. Ladies and gentlemen, we are weeks away from more football going on in the Big Easy. And you can walk away from Saints Now by Chat Sports into the preseason with a new helmet. $5 Super Chat is a raffle ticket. If you send in 10, we give you 2. If you send in 20, we give you 4. If you send in 50, so on, so forth. This is a great time. We're having a lot of fun. Johnny, fist bump brother, he says, for show, it's all love. It's all love, Johnny. It's all love to every single one of you in the chat. It's all love. Thank y'all for helping me make today so much fun. Thank y'all for helping me make today an absolute party. It's a hard day for a lot of people out there, so I just want to say thank you for making it easy for me, a little bit easier on me and mine. I'll say this. We're not even done with the content. We've still got a mailbag to get to. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, super chat or hashtag Saints. If you send in a super chat, you skip the line. If you and we spend a little extra time on your question. If you send in hashtag Saints, you are at the discretion of Loco Lopez. If he likes your question, you get on screen. If he doesn't, you don't.
Oh, shit. I see Jaden, all his questions. Hell yeah. Thank you, Jaden. Got Isaiah with a bunch of questions. Queen Courtney got her questions in. Mr. Filmer got 2 questions in. He has a fun one, actually. DJ Mutt King. Okay. And then we got some super chat questions, too, that we can run through as well.
Cool. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to take care of some other stuff for my other roles here at Saints or at Chat Sports. Also, our social media coordinator. So I was just trying to get some stuff organized and all situated, if you will. Alrighty, we are having a great day here at Saints Now by Chat Sports, and I have to say you guys are all to thank for that, so appreciate y'all. We're going to get after it. Let's get into the mailbag. Hashtag Saints, send in a super chat. Lopez, after live, just as quick as you possibly can. Get the thing in there because Aiden just said he thinks he'll have time for 3. So I don't know what the deal is there. The other one is you can put it tomorrow because we have the one from today, so it's okay. But it might be I'm honestly before we leave might have you help me with a couple shorts before we leave, just to help out on the list or something if possible. I'd probably just have you do like one, super easy. Anyway, mailbag. Let's get after it. Hashtag Saints. Send in a super chat. $5 super chat. You get a raffle ticket for our Saints helmet. $10 super chat. You get 2 raffle tickets, so on and so forth. Lopez, let's get this party started. We're good on questions, you said? All right. Alrighty. Without further ado, y'all have questions, we got answers, and let's have some fun. What's going on, Who Dat Nation? One of my favorite segments we have here at Saints Now by Chat Sports, our live Q&A mailbag, where you guys have questions, we have answers. So I'm going to be responding to questions and hot takes from our weekly live shows every single Wednesday, 4 p.m. Central Time. For what it's worth, we're going to be having a lot of fun live content kicking up, especially with training camp around the corner. So be sure to subscribe to Saints Now by Chat Sports, turn on your notifications, and make sure that you know that you're informed. If you haven't subscribed already, what the heck are you doing? Turn that red sub button gray and turn on those notifications. That way you can be a smarter Saints fan, and that way you know what's going on around your favorite football team. Danny G, she said, I want that swag new white helmet holding down the Who Dat Nation in Southern California. What's the Saints' biggest area of need? Keep on killing it. Well, first of all, Danny G, I appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. Second of all, she's talking about I want that swag new white helmet. The new white Saints helmets dropped, and at the end of the month, we're going to be doing a raffle for a Saints white helmet. So if you want to join the raffle, tune into our weekly live shows and you can figure out how you can be a part of those. Friendly reminder to sub. Now, what's the biggest area of need? I'm going to say big-bodied pass catcher. I feel like that's just the most glaringly obvious hole on the Saints roster. You can make an argument for cornerback. You can make an argument for quarterback. I personally think that big body wide receiver is the biggest need. Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Gabe Davis are a few names to consider. Lopez, what about you? What do you think on this one?
Just kind of sticking on the offensive side of the ball, I think we got to find a running back 2 behind Alvin Kamara. Yeah. He's getting a little old in age. Kendre Miller, we need to see if this is kind of make or break year, or is it going to be a guy like Devin Neal is going to step up and be that RB2? Yep. So I think the guy's in the building, but we just have to see now.
I like that. I think that's pretty fair. I think it's definitely a fair question to bring up, too. And definitely fair answers. Like, we got to see who can be the backup running back. Who's going to be the guy after Alvin Kamara retires? I mean, he still looks like he's going to play at a high level, and he still is playing at a high level, but eventually we got to see what happens, around this team. So we're going to get to some more questions here. Next one coming in from a legend here. Jaden Barden. Give me some key players that we need to watch at training camp. All right, I'll give you 3. Alante Taylor. I don't want to say Kool-Aid McKinstry again, too, for a cool. I don't want to say Kool-Aid McKinstry because that's. But I feel like Kool-Aid McKinstry. I feel like you should be paying attention to him. You knew it was coming. Danny Stutzman, number 3. Yeah, we're gonna drop those Stutz. If you need an offensive player, shoot, man. I mean, Spencer Rattler, the quarterback battle, that's going to be a fun one to watch. Kendre Miller, Devin Neal, definitely players to watch. Lopez, who are 3 guys that you're going to be paying attention to? Because I have a hard time just picking 3. My 3, I'm going to say Danny Stutzman, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and Kendre Miller. Those are the 3 that I'm going to say.
I'm going to stick with kind of what I was saying last question. Want to see what Devin Neal has. He is very interesting to me. Mm-hmm. Bub Means.
Oh, great one.
He could be that big body receiver. Maybe we already have in building. And number 3, I know, cliche, we're going to stick with the same answer here, but you've sold me on Danny Stutzman. I want to see. I'm buying all my Stutz stock now.
Yep. I'm a dirty little Stutz.
I love a good dirty little stud.
Yeah, quarterback battle obviously is one to pay attention to as well. I think that's going to be a very exciting battle that goes on throughout training camp. So, Jaden, I hope that we gave you a handful of players that you can get excited about or at least start paying attention to or, at least have a place to start. Shake and bake. I want the Saints to bring A.T. Perry back. Damn, a name I didn't think we'd hear in a long time. This one coming in on our live mailbag. I want the Saints to bring back A.T. Perry. For what it's worth, I don't know why in the hell the Saints ever decided to cut A.T. Perry. Dennis Allen making a terrible decision in that regard. He was extremely productive, very, very effective, very, very efficient, was very reliable. Really could fill a void in the New Orleans Saints roster because of his size and whatnot. But for what it's worth, there were a lot of question marks around why his availability was limited and why he wasn't on the field. And, there's reports out there that kind of question whether or not he was committed. And, there was a lot of just conversations going on around whether or not this player is, really great and, what's going on there. I don't necessarily know what to make of it, but I can tell you this. He might miss some time at training camp for the Denver Broncos. Obviously, the Saints cut A.T. Perry. The Broncos and Sean Payton went and signed him to the practice squad last October. He was absent from mandatory minicamp. So for A.T. Perry, a player that has had some questions and question marks around his preparation and his commitment to the game and his attitude, if you will. I do think that that's something to consider. I don't know if I would bring him back just because the looks of him missing practice isn't a great observation. It's not a great look, but I do think that it's something to maybe consider if he doesn't make the roster or sign him off their practice squad. Saints need a big-bodied player, and honestly, I don't know why the hell they ever let him go. Would you bring back A.T. Perry? Let me know in the comments section. Obviously, unless he's on the active roster. If he's on the active roster, you'd have to trade for him. If he gets cut, you could just go and sign him if he makes it through waivers. Otherwise, you could just go and sign him off their practice squad in Denver. Quinn Courtney, what is your current projected record since everything is up in the rolling practice-wise? Okay. I'm going to say 7 wins. I'm going to say 7-10, and I think that's a fair assessment to make because I don't think that this team is going to be as bad as everyone says. I don't think this is going to be the number 1 overall pick at the 26 NFL draft. But I do think that this team will not be absolutely amazing. I think that they'll win a couple close games. I think they'll lose a couple of close games. And so for that reason, I'm going to go 7-10 as my record prediction, which would be an improvement from last year. 7-10, I think, is a pretty good benchmark to shoot for a first-time head coach, a rookie quarterback, new vibes, new team, new everything. I think that that's something that wouldn't be the end of the world if you ask me, but I'm personally going to say 7 wins. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments, though. Summer is here, ladies and gentlemen, so let me tell you about today's presenting sponsor, and it is Chubby's Shorts. One of my favorite things that I have in my entire wardrobe are my Chubby's swimsuits, the shorts, the polos. The gear that I got from Chubby Shorts is so fresh, and we got a little sweet deal for you, Saints fans. If you are a loyal viewer of the show, we got 20% off your purchase, chubbyshorts.com/chat. The link is clickable in the comments and description of this video. So just go scroll on down, check out the pinned comment, click on it, and you can check out the awesome sale that they got going on. Whether you're poolside, lakeside, oceanside, or you got a little honey on your side, that long-awaited vacation has finally here, and these trunks from Chubby's are made to travel. Life's too short for uncomfortable swim trunks. So these babies are set up for all-day comfort with a quick, dry stretch fabric and built-in liner that actually does its job. No more chafing, no more swamp ass, no more mesh disasters, and I can tell you this, you will be the best looking guy at the pool. They got vibrant patterns, really, really cool patterns as well. Really, really colorful stuff. It's fun. It's festive. It's exciting. And I'll tell you what, I got to rock my American flag swimsuit at the 4th of July party I was at this past weekend. I looked the absolute best, and that's thanks to Chubby's Shorts. So whether you're suiting up for cannonballs, cookouts, or casual Fridays, Chubby's has you covered. For a limited time, Chubby's is giving listeners to Saints Now by Chat Sports 20% off your order with code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com. That's code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com. Support the show and let them know we sent you. Summer's here. Dress like it in Chubby's. The link has been made clickable in the comments and description. Friendly reminder to go check out Chubby Shorts today. Cole So Sporty, who is your top free agent the Saints should go after? Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper? Asante Samuel Jr. No question about it. My number one free agent target for the New Orleans Saints is Asante Samuel Jr. The 25-year-old cornerback would be an excellent addition to the New Orleans Saints defense. He has ties to Brandon Staley. He's still a very productive football player. If he can check out and clear the medical side of things, then I am all in on signing this player to the New Orleans Saints. He would be he'd give me a lot more confidence in this cornerback group than what we currently have. And that's not to take a knock on Isaac Yiadom. I just think that if you add Asante Samuel Jr. into the mix, I think that it's just a much more skilled group, and it raises the overall talent level of the cornerback and defensive back groups as a whole. I would love to sign Asante Samuel Jr., but maybe Gabe Davis is an option. Rasul Douglas is another one. You also have players available like Julian Blackman, DJ Chark, Marcus Williams, Will Hernandez, Matthew Judon, Von Miller, Carson Wentz, Tyler Huntley, Deontay Hardy, I think, is a free agent. I'm not totally sure, but I mean, there's a handful of players out there, but my number one has got to be Asante Samuel Jr. Great question, Cole. Thank you for asking. Aura, thoughts on the Saints? Okay, hold on. Thoughts on the Saints trading Spencer Rattler if he loses the QB battle? I had to do a double take on that one. I'm going to go ahead and say no, I would not trade Spencer Rattler, especially if he loses the quarterback battle. I don't think it would make much sense to me personally. I think it would be smarter to keep him around because at the bare minimum, he could be a high-level backup, and high-level backups are very valuable in this league. And I think that Spencer Rattler does have something to show. He has something to prove. And for the record, I think that we're going to at least get to see Tyler Shuck have his chance this year. But just because Tyler Shuck gets the more opportunity this year doesn't mean Spencer Rattler is, just gone and out of sight, out of mind. I do think that he's a player that the Saints should keep around. Lopez, what do you think?
I think Spencer Rattler going into year 2, if you trade him just because he lost the QB battle or rookie Tyler Shuck, all that you already put in Tyler Shuck, you just put even more on that.
Yeah.
You're basically,
you put even more
you're basically gambling everything on Tyler Shuck working out.
Yes.
And that, I just don't know if you can do that.
Well, the other thing, too, that I'll mention is if you do try to trade Spencer Rattler right now, his value is going to be at an all-time low. I mean, he's 0-7 or 0-6. He started 6 games. He lost all his starts. And then he didn't win the game against the Commanders when he came in at halftime and tried to save it for Jake Haener. I just don't think it makes sense to trade him. I'm going to say no. I would avoid trading Spencer Rattler. I'd keep him around because I do think that this is a competition that's very, very far from over. And the quarterback position, I don't think will be set in stone this season. I think it's a position that we'll continue to take a look at over the next couple of years until we truly get our guy and somebody that we're confident and that can be the franchise quarterback. So, Aura, thank you for the question. Trading Spencer Rattler, that's definitely one I did not have on my bingo card. Mr. Filmer, is the new alternate helmet with the color rush is better than the Vikings with the Winter Warrior jerseys and white helmet? I think that the color rush uniforms are the best uniforms in the league. Here's kind of a look at what we should expect with the color rush uniforms and the new helmet. I think these are the best looking uniforms in the league, and they just got better with these new helmets. The all-white Icy Warrior whatever for the Vikings, those are fresh. I don't want to take anything away from those. Those are absolutely sick. But maybe I'm a little biased. They're pretty sick. These are pretty damn good looking. I'm going to keep it real with you. The gold face mask just looks so fresh. The detail on the helmets is so cool, too. You got the little fleur-de-lis down the stripe in the middle. It works perfectly with the color rush. You got the black speckled look on the helmet as well. Like, I'm all in on this helmet. I think that this looks so clean. I think it's going to be such a beautiful look. I was trying to say good and beautiful. It's such a beautiful look with the Color Rush uniform. I'm excited to see this on Sundays. I'm going to personally say I think this is better than the all-white Vikings uniforms and the white Tigers. Maybe I'm a little biased, but you asked me, and I'm going to give you my opinion. Never forget, will the Saints be the worst team in the NFL? No, and I'm tired of this narrative of people saying they will be. You really expect me to believe that the New Orleans Saints, who have players like Demario Davis, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, granted he won't be available until later in the season. You have Chase Young, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Alante Taylor, Justin Reed. You got some talent on that team. You really expect me, Eric McCoy, one of the best centers in the National Football League, like, you really expect me to believe that team is going to rank 32nd overall, and that team will have the number 1 overall pick. Not the Giants, who honestly I think will actually be pretty solid. So I don't know why I mentioned them. I think the Giants will actually be all right. But I don't think that they're going to be amazing. I'm not convinced that the Browns are going to be great. I'm not convinced that the Titans are going to be great. Like, the worst team is the question. No, I don't think they're going to be the worst team. I don't think the Panthers are going to be that great this year. Like, Lopez, I have a hard time believing that the Saints are going to be the worst team in the National Football League.
I'm not upset if they are the worst team. I know they're not going to be the best team out there.
Yeah.
I just want them to be fun.
Yeah.
I want to turn my TV on Sundays and just be like, okay, I get to watch the Saints. It's not, I have to watch the Saints. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that this is going to be a team that every single week is a guaranteed win for whoever they're playing against. But I'm not going to sit here and say they're going to go win the Super Bowl, but to sit here and tell me that this team with a smart head coach and Kellen Moore, with the weapons and the tools that they have, both offensively and defensively. Brandon Staley is a defensive coordinator. Last time he had this position, he won a Super Bowl, had the number 1 defense in the National Football League. Like, I'm sorry. I just have a hard time believing the fact that the Saints will be the worst team in the National Football League. It's a lazy take. It's an uneducated take. And if you hear people saying that, they are outing themselves for not knowing ball. Who Dat Nation, I really do appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling with us. Thank you for tuning into our mailbag every single week. We do these Wednesdays on our live shows, and then we put them out on the weekend. So if you want to tune into our live shows, and if you want an opportunity to win the new white Saints helmet, be sure to subscribe. Tune in on Wednesdays. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time. Would you bring back A.T. Perry? Let me know. 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 Coolio. All right.
Power Studios right next to Chiefs.
I know. I just hate that. They're always doing just being loud in there. We're going to do 2-minute shot clock. If we get any super chats in the next 2 minutes, we stay live. If not, we will sign off. Friendly reminder, $5 super chat. You can enter a helmet giveaway of the new Saints helmet. Can we pop that picture up? Yeah. $5 super chat gets you a raffle ticket for the new Saints helmet. The goal is to give away one of these to a lucky Saints fan at the end of the month. $5 super chat, you enter the giveaway. If you send in 10, you get 2 tickets. 20, you get 4. 50, you get some extra. 100, you get a lot of extra. Sound good? We are closing down on our weekly live show, getting towards the end of the program. Shut up, Siri. Siri's just been on one, listening to everything I got to say, man. It's been pissing me off. It's been making me so angry. Let me know Are we going to get any super chats to stay live, or are we signing off for the day? What do we got going on? Are we signing off, or are we staying live? 40 seconds remaining. 40 seconds remaining.
I think if we get one more super chat, I got one more shot.
Lopez says he's got one more shot in him. Is somebody going to get Lopez one more shot before we sign off? One more shot. One more shot. One more shot. One more shot. You have 15 seconds to get one more shot. One more shot. One more shot. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, Who Dat Nation, we are going to sign off for today. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 entries in our helmet giveaway. Last chance to get yours in before we sign off. $5 super chat, and you can get yours today. We're going to be doing the raffle at the end of the month on our weekly live show, the last live show of the month. So be sure to tune in to that stream. It's going to be an absolute blast. We're going to be giving away one of these helmets to a lucky Saints fan out there. Really do appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling with us. Thank you guys for making today an absolute banger. For me, for my guy Loco Lopez, y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time.